We're back with some of the presentations of the people from Forest Park.
John Doss, Eric Entler, Roy J. Sansoni, the Assistant Director of Staffs, Steve Thomas, Rachel Entler, Andrew Doss, Maria Vanesi, Emily Pikars, and Mary Rehor. A few more behind-the-scenes people we want to make sure we recognize. Chris Richards and Vicky Stisevec. We've also got village commissioners in attendance tonight, Joe Burns and Rachel Entler. And I'd also like to take a minute here to rattle off the names of the folks who just received that award, who make these fields the best fields in softball. Their fearless leader, Larry Buckley, Ryan Russ, Carl Presto, Joe Presto, Denny Crotty, Bill Kenny, Jake Buckley, Larry Buckley, Angelo Gabino, Pat McDermott, Andrew Doss, Brad Gray, Chris Romero, and Nick Romero. Of course, we also have a big round of applause to our tournament director, Grace Kenny, who helps everything go so smoothly over the course of the weekend.
Every day when I'm retired. No, but I'm retired. I go about twice a year. Over to Florida.
All right, at this time, softball fans, ask you to please rise and remove your caps. Direct your attention to the American flag.
The national anthem sung by Ryan Russ, who plays for the Rewind team. Ryan Russ, the national anthem.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ryan Russ, and now the national anthem. Beautiful rendition of God Bless America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight of the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free?
Chris Johnson here. George Bliss. Incredible. Ryan Russ, local young man, plays for Rewind, also works for the Park District. You can't sing any better than that.
Not at all, George. That was a great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Now let's get on to some great softball here for the championship game.
Right, so it's going to be OBI versus Signature. The coin toss and ground rules now. Oscar McClellan's going to be the home plate umpire. We're going to just go through the roster, and then we'll specify the lineups. So on Signature, on their roster, this great team, Brian Davis, Kevin Duff, Big Mark Holstein, Chris Guerin, Vince Sacy, Eric Nidzella, Stevie Messina, Robbie Grisano, Tommy Walsh, Josh Shizmansky, Mike Reese, Vince Croston, Sal Malazzo, Chris D'Agostino, Frank Giglio, Richie Kaz, Justin Kasich. The coaches, of course, an extra player this year would be Tommy Giordano. The coaches, of course, are Pat Caputo and Taunsi Sereshevitz. Give us the OBI roster, please.
The OBI roster consists of Chippy Kornikowski, his brother Timmy, who plays shortstop, Kenny Kaselica, Chuck Wigington, Colby Fox, Big Dave Odell, Sammy Bertucci, Chris Sieben, Johnny Ryan, Jimmy Moretti, Timmy Petrus, Dave Bernier, Kevin Ryan, Joe Cass, Eric Acevedo, George Ignat, Chris Thompson, Jeff Dillman, and they're led by none other than John Doss.
And John Doss is JD, very well known here in Forest Park for many years, and he is the director of streets and sanitation. So this guy puts in 80 hours a week and then comes out and coaches his team. It's incredible.
It is incredible. He finds time to do it. When I first started playing, he was around with the hype team, and he's been doing it since then. I started playing a long time ago, 15 years maybe.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
All right, softball fans.
All right.
We've all been waiting for number 46 on your bracket. Signature won the
So we've got one channel going in, so you're going to use this mic right here.
So we got Windy City's the home team here for the championship game. Around the infield, they have Josh Szymanski at first, Kevin Duff at second, Vince Croston at short center, Vince Sacy at short, Chris Guerin at third, Mike Reese on the mound, and Mark Holstein behind the plate. In the outfield is Eric Nidzella in right, Brian Davis in center, and Steve Messina in left.
Here is Chippy Kernowski. We're going to share microphones today. Chippy Kernowski is going to lead off number 22. Here we go, play-by-play, George Bliss with my good buddy Powder Johnson. 47th Annual No Glove Nationals. This, again, is OBI versus Signature. Now, I just want to remind you that OBI has not lost a game. If they win this game, they win it all, and Signature has to beat them twice.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Signature to beat OBI twice, because I believe OBI is running on all cylinders. They're a very good team. Nothing against Signature, but I like OBI in this one, George.
Okay, Chippy Kernowski, play-by-play here. We're going to have Powder kicking in. Here we go.
Brian Kornikowski, followed by Tim Kornikowski, Ken Kaselica, Chuck Wigington, Colby Fox, Dave Odell, Sammy Bertucci, Chris Sieben, John Ryan, Jim Moretti, and Tim Petrus.
So, same lineup that they've gone with most of the last 3-4 games. Brian Kornikowski, Timur Kornikowski, and Kenny Kaselica. 1, 2, 3. Chippy wears number 22. So we're going to do the book here for him, and we're going to take our time, give you a good broadcast. Up in the booth, Jimmy Bliss in from Los Angeles, California, along with George Vaznoros. Okay, here we go. First pitch by Reese. Swing and a chop hit to left field, and Chippy is on with the first swing of the game. So, wow, right away, Chippy comes out with the big hit.
George, it's a good start for OBI. Let's see what Timmy does here. He's a good hitter. He's probably, I say what he would do is same ball as his brother, cut over the left fielder, infielder's head.
I got it. So here's Kornikowski, their shortstop, number 88. His action is very, very quick here. So here we go, pitch by Reese. Swing over the right fielder's right side. Here goes Chippy to third, and a little bobble in right, and Kornkowski. Back-to-back, second and third.
Yes, there was a great ball by Timmy. Flipped right over first. There was a bobble and right, so advanced the runners to second and third. Ken Kaselika's up now. He's a very, very good hitter with a lot of power.
Kenny Kaselika, quick action here, batting third. Second and third, Kornkowski's on second and third. Chippy left off the game here. Here we go with the pitch by Reese. Swing and a line drive in the left center for the single. Here comes Chippy, and here comes his brother, Timmy. So a quick 2-0.
Kenny with a nice double to left center. We got, it's going to be tough. Chuck Wigington's another tough out. It's going to be a tough game if they keep Mike Reese in the game.
Yeah, I want to explain to the people listening all over the hotline and all over the SSA Broadcast Network that Kaselika made it to second because this game is 60-foot bases and guys are very, very fast. Okay, here's Chuck Wigington, their big first baseman for OBI. And by the way, if in case you were wondering, it is one bad inning. Wigington, a hard ground ball to third base, the flip from Garino to first for the out, and they hold Kaselika at second.
Yeah, it was a hard hit ball. Chris Guerin at third made a real nice play to get the out. The bad part about it was left side of the infield doesn't move the runner over.
Yeah, you don't want to go there, so that's kind of a mental mistake. This is Colby Fox. I believe he's normally their center fielder, and he is number 24. So here's Colby Fox, 2-0. Big Dave Odell on the on-deck circle. Big Dave in the on-deck circle. Here we go. Reese pitches to Fox. First pitch. It's outside. Oscar McClellan, Hall of Famer, at home plate today. Joe Monza down there at first base. We'll get the other umpires, Brian over at third base, and we'll get the second base ump in a second. This is Colby Fox. Strike one. Reese works very, very, very fast. Mike Reese, 33. There's a swing to straightaway center fielder. And Davis, no problem, very skilled outfielder, but he does move Kaselika to third. Davis is not going to miss that ball ever.
No, Brian Davis usually he doesn't miss too much in center field. Good ball by Colby Fox, but you know it was at good enough to move the runner.
Give us a real quick quickie on Big Dave Odell.
Dave Odell is a very strong hitter. He hit the ball anywhere he can, as far as he can. We'll see what he does here, George.
Yep, he won the home run contest at Comiskey Park. I call it Comiskey still. U.S. Cellular last year, and we had a great time, and the White Sox gave him a nice little award for that. Big Dave Odell. He played football at Northern Illinois University. 2-0, man on third. That's Kaselika. Big Dave with a swing and a shot. Oh, dropped quickly by Vince Sacy, and he throws back the first, and he's safe. Vince Sacy got a blast. Caught it off his fingertips just for a second, had control, and then dropped it at his feet. Quickly got it over to first base, but just Big Dave, just by a hair, makes that. That's a big play right there, 3-0.
Absolutely, George. Big Dave does move well for a guy of his size. Now batting Sammy Bertucci. Sammy Bertucci is another very good hitter. There's tough outs in each of these guys' lineups. Let's see who hits better.
Bertucci, 37, second baseman. OBI, plain white jerseys. Plain red in the front with the old White Sox symbol, OBI, one bad inning. Here we go. Reese pitching well. Some minor miscues here in the first inning. It is a 7-inning game in 16-inch no-glove softball. Davis out there in center field. You don't want to go near him. Let's see what they do. There's a strike. They move very, very quickly here on SSA broadcast. So hope you're enjoying this video presentation. Reese with a double, fake, and what they call the drag step. Swing! And a ball to right center. Oh, it's down. It's down. And here comes Big Dave to third. So, Big Davis was shaded to left, and that ball was right between them.
That ball was a good ball to right center. Got Big Dave over to third. Now is Chris Sieben. He's a very good hitter, and he's going to be another tough out here. See what Reese does to try and get him out.
Obviously, you have first and third, so you have a very, very strong short center in Vince Croston. Anything near him, he's going to touch the force. But let's see what Sieben does here. Reese goes directly back. Big drag step with the single hesitation and the pitch. Beautiful, beautiful pitch. Strike one there. He worked that one. Looks like Reese is going to be going back now. He needs to play that middle. He needs to become an infielder the minute he releases the ball. Ball inside. Beautiful crowd here at Forest Park. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to Guerin. Quick release over to first for the out. 3 runs in that inning, and here comes Signature, but some pretty good action that first half inning.
Very good action that first half of the inning. Signature's going to have to bounce back and hit right with OBI if they have a chance in this game.
Well, they're going to lead off with Brian Davis and then Duff and then Holstein. So, you don't have many better players than 1, 2, 3 right there.
Absolutely not, George. Them 3 guys are tough. So we'll see. I mean, Johnny Ryan on the mound for OBI is a very tough pitcher. He keeps guys off balanced, and we'll see how they fare against him.
So Johnny Ryan on the mound, and let's set the defense for OBI.
The defense for OBI is Brian Kornikowski in left, Colby Fox in center, Timmy Peterson right. At third base is Jimmy Moretti. At shortstop is Timmy Kornikowski. Short center, Kenny Kaselica. Second base, Sammy Bertucci. First base is Chuck Wigington.
Kaselica's actually catching today.
Kaselica is actually catching. Chris Sieben is playing short center. My mistake. And on the mound is Johnny Ryan, one of the best pitchers in the game, in my opinion, George.
Johnny Ryan, the big pitcher. He's a righty, just like Reese. Here is big Brian Davis, arguably the best player in the game today. Boy, here's a swing and a fall. That's a short one to center field and caught it off the end of the bat.
Yeah, it was Johnny Ryan made a good pitch, kept Brian Davis off balance. You don't see that too often, George.
Not at all.
Now batting is Kevin Duff. Kevin Duff is a very, very smart hitter. He can go all over the field, and we'll see how he does here.
Duff, second baseman, bats left-handed, played at St. Ignatius. In my money, I mentioned the other day on Channel 9 with the Dave Kaplan Show, I got to say my favorite player, he just does everything disciplined. And there it is, a shot to left field, and Chippy comes in and grabs that right off his fingertip.
Chippy made a nice play on that ball. I thought it was down myself, George, with now batting Mark Holstein. Mark Holstein really hits the ball hard, puts it anywhere, hits it really, really far, both gaps. And when I play infield, I do not like to get in the way.
You ever played a guy against this powerful? I've never seen anybody this long.
Yes, I've played. There's a couple guys out there, but Mark Holstein by far hits the ball as far as anybody I've ever seen.
There's a long fly to right field, deep against the stadium backer. The chairs for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3, and Ryan gets down Holstein. An incredible pitching job there that first inning.
I agree, George. Now OBI is going to come up with their middle, bottom half of their order. They're very, very good. Mike Reese has got to get tough and buckle down and try and get these guys out. You don't want to get in much of a bigger hole than 3 runs, George, because it's tough to come back.
Chris Johnson, George Bliss, up in the booth, Jimmy Bliss, George Vernazzo. Sorry, Georgie, and Ronnie Kubicki's around the booth here. And, of course, everybody up there in the booth with Mr. Larry Pikars and his staff. Of course, Grace Kenny doing an incredible job. So this is going to be a close one. It's 3-0. Now, again, I want to explain, this is a double elimination, 24-team invited tournament. This is our 47th year. If OBI wins this game, they win it straight out, powder, undefeated, and they got it all.
Yes, they got it all, and we'll be. It's tough to go undefeated. It's tough to go undefeated in this tournament. There's 24 really, really decent teams, and to go undefeated is a real good gesture in the tournament.
Okay, we're going to cut the audio down just a little bit here. Ground ball to Stacey, and out number 1. So ground ball there to Stacey, their new shortstop, for the first out. This is Moretti, who played on the great Jinx teams for years. Moretti with a swing to left field and the beautiful chop cut. Moretti on first base. That's softball.
It is softball. Nice high pitch. Just tomahawk it over the infield. Now batting Timmy Petrus. Bottom of the order guy. Pretty smart. Moves runners when he needs to. We'll see what he does here, George.
Petrus, number 9. Let's see what he does with Moretti on first. Reese delivers. Swing and a hard cut, and it goes foul. Explain the cut very quickly to the people listening and watching.
Cut ball is when you get a higher pitch, eye level, you hit the outer half of the ball, puts a spin on it, and drops it towards the line. If you're a left-hander, towards the first baseline. If you're a right-hander, towards the third baseline.
You got to hit it perfectly to get that crazy spin on it, right?
You got to hit it as perfect can be to get that crazy spin on it. There's a lot of guys that try it, and they get mad that they can't do it because every time they do it, it's a one-hopper to shortstop.
Here's Petrus, and he goes to the right side, and that's kind of what we call a push.
Yes, you push it right. Try to push it right over the infield for a single. Move runners over. I mean, it's another good ball. It's like a cut, but a reverse cut.
Yeah, I call it the push, but I couldn't do it to save your life. Petrus with 2 strikes. Josh Szymanski, with the big red beard there, the Blackhawks beard, he's watching out for that. It's hard to play that. They go left side, right side, and where do you play these guys? Reese is going straight back just about every pitch here with a double hesitation, and here's the double hes, and here comes the pitch. And just hit the plate. And again, if it hits the plate, it is not a strike like some other leagues. It has to clear the plate in 16-inch softball. Here's the pitch by Reese. Swing. Line drive to second base, and he doubles off Moretti.
Yeah, Moretti should have stayed at first. The play was right in front of him. Timmy Petrus hit a hard line drive to second, which is the right idea to go behind the runners in that situation. But Duff was right there to make the play and ended up being a double play.
Yeah, Duff's not going to miss that ball. One of the best defensive players in quite a few years.
Absolutely, George. Now let's see what Windy City has Signature has in the bottom of the second. They have Guerin, Vince Sacy, and Eric Nizzala coming up. 3 really good players.
Tell us a little bit about Guerin. He's a heck of a player. He plays 12 inch as well.
Guerin is a monster in both. I've played with him and against him, and he can go over the field. Now he's learning how to soften his swing up and hit a cut ball, and trying to push the ball, that stuff. And once he gets everything down, he's going to be a major out right now. He's a tough out now, but he's going to be even tougher when he gets all that other stuff down pat.
And he is one of the executives at the actual core sponsor of his team, Signature Transportation. 3-0. Here is Guerin. Okay, here we go. Ryan to Guerin. Swing and a line shot to left field. Chippy, like smooth silk out there.
Chippy is so smooth out there. He doesn't miss much. He's one of the best outfielders there is in the game, along with Brian Davis and Eric Nizzala on the Signature team. If I had that outfield, I would never lose.
No, and also the game before this that we did not televise, Rack City, they've got some incredible outfielders as well.
Little Dave Bradford and Brian Blackwell Jr., two fastest people I've ever seen. Now batting is Vince Sacy.
Ground ball up the middle and bobbled at short center. So they couldn't catch it. It caught him in between. So that's kind of the way the game is played. It's like a very, very, very hard chop. And Vince, by the way, came from Players Inc. last year. He is the shortstop for Signature. So he bounced one up the middle, and that in-between bounce caught the short center, and he couldn't pick it up. So here's Eric Nizzala, who used to play with the Roadrunners many years ago.
Yes, he played with the Roadrunners for a few years. This year's his first year with Windy City Signature.
Fly ball, left field, Chippy. Not a real good swing there.
No, not at all. It looks to me like the Signature team is kind of gassed. I mean, they played a few more games than the OBI team has, and the last game took a lot out of them with Rack City.
Yeah, earlier today, the Windy City team, now called Signature, had to come back through the loser side and had to play a few more games and very little break. OBI got to sit in the sidelines in the sun, under the trees, and relax and have their Gatorade. So, yeah, OBI's got the rest, so they have no excuse about that, do they?
Right, no excuse. OBI should be well rested for this game. Signature had to bounce back and play a very tough Rack City team with no breaks in between.
There's a ground ball from Messina to Ryan. Down on one knee over to Wigington. So nothing there. 3-0. And so far Ryan is going very smoothly.
Yes, Johnny Ryan is throwing a great game as of right now. We're going to have to, OBI starts with the top of their lineup. If they get a couple more runs, this inning, it's going to be tough for Signature to bounce back and beat them.
Yeah, the mental part of it is, I mean, you're so tired. It's such a long season. And these guys, again, for all my viewers and listeners on the SSA broadcast, all these guys love this game, and they have full-time jobs as police officers, full-time jobs as transportation people. I know a couple guys own their own companies. I know many work for the city, and they are out there in the snow and in the rain working on streets. It's brutal, and then they come out here and they try to play all weekend with 80-degree weather in Chicago. I could never do it.
No, it's tough. I mean, for the guys, they have day jobs. Some guys play 2 or 3 games a night and then go to work overnight.
Wow.
Yeah, sleep all day. I mean, I've done it myself. When I was on overnights, I would go out and play, hang out for a couple minutes at the park, and then I would go to work all night, sleep for a couple hours, and hang out again. Go back and do it again.
Here's Chippy Korenkowski. He's the leadoff batter. He started the game, Chris, with a great single to get him going.
Yes, absolutely. He is a very tough out. He's fast. He's
good. He's got it all. Got the game down. By the way, several years ago he played for the Signature team, so there was a trade involved there, kind of Pat Caputo, etc. So there's Chippy again with a cut that didn't fool Sacy this time. They got it for the first out.
Right. Sacy kind of cheated over. He saw the swing, cheated over to short left center. Now up is Timmy, Chippy's brother,
wearing number 90. This is funny. Yesterday he was wearing 88 on the Saturday games, and he went to 90 because he said he grew 2 inches.
Yeah, I seen him the other night wearing 88, and today's wearing 90.
A lot of hot dogs, I guess.
A lot of hot dogs. He's got great hair, too.
You know it. Got the tattoo on his elbow. And he also played for Signature several years ago at shortstop. So there's been some switching going on here. There's a fly ball to the left, and it's in for the single. And, boy, the Korenkowski guys, and I want to say their name with full respect, have got the game down 1-2 with the cuts. Now they've had, 4 at-bats between them, 3 hits, 3 guys on. So there you go, the 3-for-4 brother combination.
Absolutely. They're both tough outs. When I played with Signature, it was known as when it was Windy City before. I got real close with Timmy and Chippy, and they've been...
Here's Kaselica. Long fly. To left field, it's down. Messina gathers it in, and they're going to throw to third. Here's the throw, and he is safe. So that kind of fooled him there. He pulled it down the line and chalked the left field line there.
Yeah, usually Kenny's a right center hitter with a lot of power. Sometimes he'll trick you and go down the left field line, which is what he did.
Which he just did.
Yes, he did there. It was a great ball, stayed inside. Now Chuck Wigington is up. He's another guy, very tough out, hit the ball wherever he wants. Another great first baseman. These teams, you've got Big Josh for Signature and Big Chuck for OBI playing first, and their hands are rock solid. So many good first basemen this year, so many. Israel Sanchez, just some great players. The toughest position to play in America, no-glove softball, every player involved in. Absolutely. You mentioned a couple of the real good first basemen in softball, and Josh Szymanski is one of them. There's a long fly to left center field by Wigington. It kind of handcuffed Messina. I think Messina got hurt out there. I think he may have fallen on the ball, maybe out at third. Now, let me explain. Let me go back here, Powder. Long fly to left field. Messina rolled over on the ball, possibly knocked the wind out of him. The center fielder picked up the ball. They threw into home, and they did get the runner out running. It did not slide. Yes, they rounded. Chuck didn't slide into third. The center fielder picked the ball up, made a nice throw to third, and they were able to get Chuck out. Now, Messina came in quickly, one of the greatest left fielders, had it, and then for a second the ball dipped, and it caught him in the grass line, and he rolled over it, just like falling on a football there, I would think. Yeah, it looked like it might have knocked the wind out of him, but he is down. He's still down. They're going out to take a look at him now, and hopefully we'll get an update soon so we can update everybody that's listening to the broadcast, George. Yeah, SSA broadcast, 47th Annual No Glove Nationals, Forest Park, Illinois. We are west of downtown Chicago. I always call it the Sears Tower. We're just about 10 miles directly west, throw a softball, from Sears Tower in Forest Park, Illinois. Zip code here for all you navigation people is 60130. So Forest Park, Illinois. By the way, it's also the site, and we'll have more on that later, of the 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame. Our SSA broadcast president is on the board. It's an incredible building, isn't it? Absolutely, George. I've stopped in every time I come out here. play a league game or play a tournament game here, and I like walking through. It's a great history. I suggest that every young player that just started playing get a chance to come out and look through it. You see all the old teams, the Sobies, the Whips, the Bobcats. Yes. And the Sobies, the Whips, Bobcats, 45s, Lettuce, Pugliese, all of them teams to where, I grew up watching. Everybody should see them guys play because they played softball the right way.
Yeah, 7600 West on Harrison, Forest Park, Illinois, when you come from out of town. Now, the cameraman up in the booth, we do have a little break here. If you possibly could, if he has a chance, he could zoom in on the Hall of Fame way. It's a great camera we have, supplied by SSA Broadcast Technical Division. If he zooms in on the Hall of Fame, which is literally straightaway center field, that brown building, Jimmy, if you can get that, zoom in on that just for a second. Just give the fans a general idea. It's out by the scoreboard, 5-0 here. We have a little injury break here, and I don't know if Messina's going to get back in because he really knocked the wind out of himself. So if our camera guy is out there, he can pan the audience with the zoom on the camera from left field to center to right, see the crowd out there, and way beyond there in center field, kind of behind the screened tennis courts, is the 16-inch softball Hall of Fame. We'll try to get some pictures for you later. We know that the broadcast is limited to our one camera, but we're doing the best I can. We're here with Chris Powder Johnson. Now, Messina is up. Let's see if they take him out, Chris. Can you see out there what's going on?
Messina seems to be walking into the dugout, into the field area on his own power. Like I said, it might have been a wind that knocked out of him, maybe a knee or an ankle or something. But who knows? He seems to be walking okay. Let's see if he stays in the game, George.
I don't know. Well, they do have the first aid guy from Forest Park here. They do have him. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens there. Messina coming in. He looks hurt. His head is down. He's with the paramedic from Forest Park. And Holstein behind home plate. Big hand for Messina. One of my favorite players. And he is an Elmwood Park police officer. So a lot on his mind today, I know. Okay, now they're going to make some changes. Who they got in left field there? Okay, Nedzella's in left. And what are they going to do here? In right field, we have who?
It looks like to be Tommy Walsh in right field.
Yeah, it is Tommy Walsh in right, so Nedzella. So basically Walsh is in the game for Messina, basically.
Right. Walsh took Messina's spot. Messina walked in holding his shoulder. So
he must have really got hurt on that ball.
Yeah, he probably did something, jarred his shoulder loose. He tried to make a great play on it to save a couple runs, maybe one, and he ended up dropping the ball. OBI got 2 more runs, and now it's going to be a tough hole to dig out.
So it is Walsh. Walsh at right now. Dave is still in the middle, up at center field, and, of course, Nadzella in left. Okay, here's Colby Fox. Back to live action, 5-0, third inning. OBI is the visiting team. This is only their third time up, so they've got 5 runs. A long way to go here in 16-inch softball. Long way to go. 21 action outs, 7 innings. We're only in the third, as I mentioned oftentimes. Anything can happen. Reese doing a very nice job, just, not getting all the breaks. There's the ground ball into right field for the hit, and Walsh picks it up and quickly gets it in. So Walsh has adapted quickly.
Walsh has adapted. He has adapted quickly. He's a good player for being as young as he is. I believe he's 23.
23 years old.
Yes,
wow.
23 years old. He wears number 22 on his jersey. Colby Fox had a nice ball through the hole between first and second. Now let's see what Big Dave does.
Big Dave Odell, number 23. Sometimes they call it designated hitter, extra hitter. I like to call it designated hitter. Ground ball to Stacey at short and kind of, off his backhand. And just for a second, Stacey had to leave the ground because Big Dave, who played football at NIU, beat that down to first base. And Stacey had to hurry to throw, so an infield signal.
Right, he had to hurry to throw. Sometimes on a play like that, you'd want to hold the ball to prevent the runner that was on first base from getting to third base. You're off balance, you make a throw that makes 4 hops to get to first base.
That's exactly what happened. Okay, number 37. Love these white uniforms. This is none other than big Sammy Bertucci. Bertucci, 37. 5-0, 2 outs. Got to stop him here.
You got to stop him here, stop the bleeding, because it's, like I said, you get down 5-6 runs. It's very tough.
Fair ball down the third base line, right on the chalk. And there's a leg double. Another run scores, 6-0. Big Dave Odell over to third. Right on the line.
Right on the line. It was a tough ball. I mean, at this game, at this level of softball, in this game, the prestigiousness of this game, you have to lay out. You have to get dirty and try and stop that ball from preventing runs from scoring.
Great. All right. Here's 7. Chris Sieben.
Chris Sieben is up right now. He's a good young player. He's been with OBI ever since I can remember. Reese has got to get an out here, though. Pitch comes in. Two strikes on the batter, Chris Sieben. Reese steps back, drag step. One fake to the plate. Second fake. Now he has to release the ball, or it is a ball. Sieben drives the ball to left. Nizzalo seems to be under it and makes a play. Inning over. 3 more runs for OBI in the bottom of the third. Now going into the top of the fourth. Signature trail 6-0.
We're here with Chris Powder Johnson, George Bliss from the Softball Hotline and the 60-inch Hall of Fame, sitting in today for my good friends at SSA Broadcast. What a happening that was as Messina rolled onto a ball that he caught at the grass line and rolled on it or hit it or jammed his shoulder, and he was out for about 30 seconds, and he's one of the best, so we hope that doesn't hurt Signature or he's not permanently injured. But basically, this is the last big tournament of the year until the SSA major tournament, which, by the way, this year is in Elgin, Illinois. This is my guy, Robbie Grisano. Tell us a little about their DH, Robbie.
Robbie Grisano he's a good player, has a lot of power. He started with the Vision Rewind team with his cousin, Mickey Balestri, and he's a tough out, too. Line drive cut ball through the left side. Robbie's on first. Let's see what Vince Croston has to do, number 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect swing by Grisano, but Grisano's got to be up there in batting average this week. I don't have it in front of me, but he's got a lot of key hits. Here's Vince Croston. They switched the later games. They had Guerin playing short center, and now they moved him to third. Now they brought in the great veteran, Croston, number 2, and for my money, one of the best short centers in quite a while. He just doesn't make silly mistakes whatsoever, and very, very unselfish. I got to take this kid on my team anytime. Vince Croston. Johnny Ryan working relatively quickly, not as fast as Reese, but he's ready to go in the game. 6-0. OBI, coached by Johnny Doss, hometown hero here, hometown favorite. Ryan with a super quick double hesitation, which kind of actually got me going there. Straight pitch, quick pitch, swing over Moretti's head to third for the single, and Chippy comes in and just tosses it underhand like he's in the schoolyard. What a kid that guy is in left field.
Chippy is a character. That was a great ball by Vince Croston. He's a veteran. He's very good at that ball, that swing. And I think why he's playing now is short center, and they move Guerin over to third base to go with a more offensive-minded lineup because they are playing the tougher teams.
Zizmansky with a swing straight away. Nice shot to center field, but caught out there by the center fielder and in quickly to the shortstop to cut it down. So first and second, 1 out. No movement there. So a great play out there in center field by the OBI center fielder. Very nice. That's Colby Fox out there in center field. Yeah, he's a lefty. I noticed that throw coming in left-handed. Okay, here is a pinch hitter. Chris D'Agostino. There it is, number 3, Chris D'Agostino. Lefty, swing to left center. Here comes Chippy quickly, and Chippy comes in, Chippy K, with the ball quickly into the third baseman. So Chippy K out there, Chippy Korinkowski, all over the place.
Yes, that's poor execution by the Signature team. They had first and second with nobody out. Fly ball up the middle is not going to move the runner, and a fly ball to left center is not going to move the runner. Let's see how Davis does here.
Yeah, he should have pulled it as hard as he could to right, perhaps. Yeah. Here's Brian Davis. Well, you know, I don't know if D'Agostino's played a lot, but yeah, that was kind of a mental mistake. Here's Davis. He hit obviously for Reese, actually, the pitcher for Reese. We have pinch hitting and re-enter in softball. It's a very, very good rule. I'll explain that in the next half inning. But let's focus now on Davis. Swing and a ground ball to first. Great catch by... Who's that first baseman over there that made that play? That was incredible. Kenny Kaselica. Roll it through for us, Chris.
Brian Davis hit a hard shot, two-hopper in the hole between first and second. Kenny Kaselica comes off the bag, going to his right. A very nice play as Johnny Ryan was running to cover the base. He made a nice play to get the third out of the inning. Kenny Kaselica started the game behind the plate, but it appeared on that last inning when Steve Massini got hurt that Chuck Wigington also got hurt. So now they moved Kenny Kaselica to first base, where he made a very nice play. Now I believe OBI has a pinch hitter, Chris Thompson. I started playing with Chris Thompson. We're around the same age. Grew up in the same neighborhood. You know, he's a very good player. Let's see what he does here, George. Chris Thompson that wears number 11. Neighborhood guy.
Chris Thompson. Now, I don't know much about Chris Thompson. So this is number 11, Chris Thompson. Batting here for OBI. Reese back in the game, what we call re-enter. Mike Reese. He was pinch hit for Dags, but now he is back in the game.
Yes. He's pinch hitting for Johnny Ryan.
Okay, now number 11 is hitting for Ryan. Here's a ground ball to Vince Sacy off his palm and dropped over there by first base because they hurried that throw, and Josh couldn't handle it as it came in a little high.
Yeah, Josh usually doesn't drop much at first base. We talked about it earlier, he is one of the best first basemen out in softball today. Chris Thompson, for a big guy, he hustled down the line. Now Jimmy Moretti's up, who's a very good hitter, very smart hitter. Let's see what he does here.
Moretti, third baseman for OBI. As I said earlier in the broadcast, played for Jinx. Local guy, I think, from the Berwyn-Cicero area. Again, one of the guys, very, very underrated. This guy is a very good player, and he's a gamer, as they say. Loves to play. Reese doing very well at pitching. The game is, kind of some miscues, and right now it's going the way of OBI, quite frankly, as there are 6-0 leading Signature. Inside. Vince Croston moving up a little bit in short center. Maybe cut down a ground ball. Line drive to Sacy. Caught, and Sacy holds on to that. No chance for the double play.
No chance with the double play. Thompson stayed close to the bag. Sacy made a nice play, looked over to first and saw how close he was, decided not to throw the ball. I believe that was a smart play for Sacy. Timmy Petrus up now. Timmy Petrus is a punch hitter. He's fast, likes to hit the ball on the ground and move.
Here's Petrus. I believe he's playing right field this game. Number 9, right fielder. Swing. Ball to left field. And caught out there again by Davis. Another incredible play.
Davis made a nice sliding catch coming in on a ball. It was hit real short. Another missed opportunity to move a runner. Now it's for an OBI's behalf. He's
OBI's is evening off now. They got to get back into it.
Right, they're up 6-0. They still should move runners with, every run counts in this game. Signature's a very, very good team. They can score 6 runs in one inning.
When you have Holstein on your team and Guerin and Duff and a bunch of other guys, Davis, you can hit. They can explode for 10 just like that.
Right, you could score 10 runs and 10 runs with no outs if they want to.
The swing by Chippy to center field. There's the hit. Man coming to third as they correctly throw the ball into the middle of the diamond there. So first and third, 2 outs. Chippy is on his game tonight.
Chippy's a tough out. He usually hits well, plays great outfield. He is on his game tonight, though. He mishit the ball his second at bat. Third bat corrected himself and got a nice base hit through the left side.
Here's the brother combination. Tommy Korenkowski, number 90. Just preceded by Chippy, who's wearing 22 on his jersey. So Chippy on base often this weekend. Now, can they capitalize here? As Reese delivers, there's a swing, a lazy fly to center field, and Davis just had a bad jump on it, but just got it. Great catch there by Davis to end the inning.
Davis extended out for that one on a jump, so we made a real nice play on a ball that I thought was down. I thought it was in the gap, George. I thought OBI had 2 more runs. But Davis made a great play on it. Now, Signature has to answer. Bottom of the 4th inning, they have to come back with something. Holstein, Guerin, Duff, them guys, they have to start doing something, or else their chances of winning Forest Park is dwindling fast.
We're halfway through the 47th annual No Glove Nationals. Sun going down now. Lights turned on. Beautiful, beautiful 75-foot light towers here at Forest Park. Before the game, we hope you saw it, a beautiful plaque presented by Ron Kubicki to the best park crew anywhere. So here's Duff, St. Ignatius. Great high school player. Incredible defensive player. And playing second base for arguably one of the best softball teams. Well, really, they have been the best team the last 4 years. They've won 1 ASA and 3 SSAs, I believe, in a row. Yeah, so they've got 4 major championships in the last 4 years. So, I mean, come on, they're on top of the heap. Right now, OBI is challenging them to take it away for the No Glove National title.
Absolutely, George. OBI won a couple ASA major nationals in a row. Signature has 1 ASA major and 3 SSA major. When I played with Impact, and they beat us a couple years back in the major championship.
Duff with a line drive up the middle here. Powder doing his analysis work here, boy. So Duff is coming through for his team.
Yeah, Duff came through with a great ball up the middle. Now Holstein is up. Holstein is capable of hitting the ball anywhere he wants. He's gonna. I have a feeling, George, he's gonna come through here with a big hit. So we'll see what happens here. Johnny Ryan is a tough pitcher, but Holstein's a tougher hitter.
Here's the pitch to Holstein. First pitch was a strike. I'm sorry, a ball. Check that, a ball. Second pitch, a ball. They're not going to give anything to Holstein because he can go over the scoreboard in right field, and I'm not making this up. He's done it. There's a long fly to center field. On his horse, the center fielder, he's got it. Colby Fox has got it. And up comes the runner. That would be, of course, Duff moving up to second base.
That was a smart base running by Kevin Duff. Holstein drove the ball deep enough for him to tag up and get second base scoring position for another great hitter, Chris Guerin.
They need to break it now. I mean, Guerin needs to swing full. See if you can get one in the gap. Make it 6-2. 4 runs is basically like 1 run in major leagues. So let's see if Guerin can get it up there. But when you're up by 6, it's a little tough with the 7 innings of 21 opportunities. Your opportunities you're halfway through the game now, whereas in the major leagues you're halfway roughly in the 5th. So right now they are 12 outs into it, and they only got 21, so a little bit past halfway here. So I always look at it mathematically, the 21 opportunities in 16-inch. You got to make hay right away because the defense tightens up here in the 16-inch game when they know you're tightening up yourself. So here's Guerin. 1-1 count. Johnny Ryan working quickly now, no hesitation. And I wasn't paying attention there. They walked Guerin there.
They walked, yes.
That was full. That was actually full. And it's not that bad of walk first base open. What's your theory on that?
Yeah, first base open. Guerin's a tough hitter. Now you got first and second. Vince is up. Vince is a strong kid with a lot of power, either gap. I think he's going to do something here, maybe get 1 run in, second and third, maybe a double, single, who knows. I think he's going to come through, though, George.
Here's the pitch to Stacey. Shot down the right field line, quickly over the right fielder. He had a great catch there in right field. And here comes Duff getting over to third, but the right fielder there, that was Petrus, got over quickly.
Timmy Petrus went toward the line, made a very nice play. got the runner over to third. Now is Eric Netzala, and he knows how to hit. So he's another great player. I played with him for years. He's in his late 20s, good player. He's usually comes through in situations like this.
We need a hit here for Signature. They have not scored. They're blanked through 4 with 2 outs, first and third. A double here would score the 2, but to get shut out would be a tough one in the 4th inning. So Netzila. Netzila. Incredible defensive player. I saw him make a play in league ball the other night, league softball. Just incredible. Sliding on his stomach in the right field line and catching a ball against the 45s in a key league game right here at the very same Forest Park. They have leagues here throughout the year as well, and this is the big tournament where people come from the various park districts, etc., from all over the 24 best 16-inch teams that you could ever find. Again, no glove. We can't accent enough. There's a shot by Netzela. There it is. There's your first run. Here's Duff. Guerin kind of caught between the bases, but he's okay. Guerin gets to third. Eric Netzela with the single.
Netzela came through with a big hit to get the first run across the board for Windy City for Signature. Now they got first and third, 2 outs. Young Tommy Walsh is up. Tommy Walsh is a very fast guy, not too much power. It's going to be a tough chance because Johnny Ryan is a great pitcher for such a young hitter.
There's the first pitch. Walsh getting much better every day. His father, one of the greatest players in history, who played way back, now lives in Las Vegas. His father, I played with him. There's a ball down the right field line. Gone out there in right field to end the inning.
Timmy Petrus made a great play sliding into foul territory to make the play to end the inning for Signature. Now, I think that might have taken the wind out of the sails. Let's see if OBI answers that one back plus a couple more to see. I think OBI may put them away here, George.
Walsh, a great player, a beautiful swing. Can't hit it any better. Slices it down the right field line. And Petrus out of nowhere. Circus catch.
That was a great catch by Timmy Petrus. Timmy Petrus also played with the Jinx teams, and he played a lot of neighborhood ball in Bridgeport area, stuff like that. He's a good player. He's very underrated. Now up leading off for the OBI, Kenny Kaselica, who's another good player. Used to play with Gio's Mudville team. Played with Signature as well when they were known as Windy City. Played with Jinx. He's been around a little bit. He's a good guy, good player.
He took off for about a year, I think, and now he's back, so he couldn't get away from the game. He's so darn good at it. Kenny Kaselica, number 31, 6-1, 5th inning, top 5. OBI in control so far. But again, I want to remind you, you're talking about Signature, who in 2 seconds can lay 10 on you with the powerful lineup that they have. The game's nowhere near over. Ground ball to third. Guerin throws. Safe. Guerin got caught backstepping a little bit there. Got caught on his back foot.
Yeah, Guerin got caught backstepping on the play. Then the ball handcuffed him a little bit. He couldn't get enough on his throw to get Kaselica out.
60-foot bases here, Powder.
60-foot bases. I mean, you still got to move well to get safe on an infield hit. Kenny did a good job of hustling there, but Guerin got crossed up, and now Chuck Wigington is up.
Wigington, number 17. Swing, ground ball to the right side, bobbled by Duff, and does go over to first base. And would you ever think that Duff would bobble that ball?
No, I didn't. I figured Duff would have been an automatic double play for Kevin Duff to Vince Croston and Josh Szymanski. Duff bobbled the ball, took a look where the runner was, noticed that Chuck, who was pulled up lame on his hamstring, so he can get the out at first. Colby Fox is a very smart hitter, another very fast young guy that could play well.
Here we go, Colby Fox, lefty. Big Dave Odell right in front of us in the broadcast booth. Big Dave, one of my favorite players. Colby Fox, I'm gaining a lot of respect for this young guy. Boy, I tell you, OBI, Johnny Doss, the job he's done, because they did have a couple guys leave the team last year. You know, there's a little political stuff. Here's a fly ball to center field. Davis, no problem, tagging up. And moving to third would be Kaselica. So they bobbled the throw in, but Kaselica did not turn his back. So if Kenny was looking, or the third base coach would have told them go, he might have made it. But he's playing low-key there. No need maybe to throw yourself out of that inning.
Right. Fly ball to center. Brian Davis did a good job getting it in. for the second out. Big Dave Odell's up right now. Last time he beat out an infield hit. The throw came in from center. It was bobbled. The third base coach actually tried to send Kenny, and he didn't go because I looked to me like he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he was looking away from the ball. Here's Big Dave Odell. Swing, ground ball up the middle, right past Vince Crossan for the hit. So Kenny Kaselica happy that he does score.
Yes. Big Dave ripped the ball through the middle of the infield. Reese and Vince Crossan at short center. Now up Sammy Bertucci. Sammy Bertucci is another tough out in this OBI lineup. He's been around the game a long time, and I think he's going to do something here. We'll see. I think he's going to maybe hit it over to that right field line. He's a line-to-line hitter, so we'll see what he does, George.
7-1. They're going to change the scoreboard here in a second. 7-1. Bertucci, 37. 7-1. They didn't score Kaselica's run yet, but I'm sure they will as we mark it here. Reese pitching well. Team behind him's made some costly errors, miscues. A couple just, safe calls by an inch or two. That's the difference in 16-inch. Bertucci, very slow in the box, takes his time on the swing, and very patient. There's a strike right past the tip. Reese with the big drag back. Here's the pitch on double hesitation. High arc. Swing and a ball to right center field. And Tommy Walsh grabs it for the great play. Boy, Tommy Walsh comes in, plays great defensively for him. What else can you ask?
Tommy Walsh made a nice play going into the gap in right center. Save a run from being down 7 to down 6. Signature really has to come back and start hitting the ball, George, because they're running out of time here. They got 6 outs left, 9 outs left to come back from this 6-run deficit.
5, 6, and 7. That's not a lot. So they got a 6-run deficit. So, they tighten up a little bit, on the defense when they know that they have a little lead. They play a little deeper in the outfield, and they stop those big balls.
Yeah, if they tightening up on the defense helps, but softball's a hitter's game. You still got to hit the ball to win, George.
Chris Powder Johnson, George Bliss, play-by-play team out here in the third base media box. Robbie Grisano, who's hit well all weekend.
Robbie Grisano has hit well all weekend. I watched a couple of Signatures games when we weren't playing, and Robbie's been hitting the ball really, really well. Also, Robbie and his girlfriend just had a baby not too long ago, so I hope all is well with that. And Robbie being a good friend of mine, nice to see him out here with such a small baby, and a lot of people don't get to do that in this day and age, George.
That's for absolute sure. Robbie Grisano works for the railroads in the city of Chicago. He's become a good friend of mine. And at the A Nationals, probably will hang out in the broadcast booth as well.
Yeah, probably. He'll be out there. He loves the game. He's kind of a student of the game. His uncle, Mickey Balestri Sr., is a great player, Hall of Famer. So we'll see Robbie's got to come through here, though, because, like I said, Signature's running out of time, George.
Yeah, defense on OBI has been very good. He slaps it down, a hard chop. Kornkowski throw to first, and what a great throw there by their shortstop. He bulleted it over.
Timmy Kornkowski has a great arm. He's great hands, very good shortstop. He knows what he's doing out there.
Timmy is calling for the chop, and they're not giving it to him. And a chop basically is not hit that hard. A chop, I knowing the game for many years and being as old as I am, that was basically a ground ball. It was not a chop. It was swung out like a chop, but not technically a chop.
Right, a chop would go right down right in front of home plate. That kind of went toward the pitcher's mound and bounced up. He tried to cut the ball, and he missed it.
Yeah, he hit it good, though, but missed it, as they say. Here's Vince Crossan, short center. Made an incredible play this morning in the early game that I haven't seen. A line drive, caught it off the grass line. Just incredible player, Vince Crossan is. And also a very good hitter. If Vince is going to do his best to get his team motivated. So here's Vince now. The swing. Ball. Straightaway center field. Caught it up the handle. So for out number 2.
Looked like Vince tried to drive the ball deep to right center there. He got underneath it. Usually he gets that ball down. He's not really a power hitter. so he can just, try to drive it, make something happen for his team. They're down to 6-7 outs left, George. Signature's got to start hitting the ball. Josh Szymanski, who's up right now, could do that.
Here's Josh, number 18, first baseman. Signature Transportation. White jersey, a yellow horizontal band with black bands on top and the bottom. Pretty cool uniforms with the gray pants, black stripe, yellow zip line, and the really nice whitish hats. Sal Milazzo, just nobody dresses his team like Sal the last 10 years. Just beautiful. I mean, going back to the 90s, Lettuce had beautiful uniforms. Then came along Sal Milazzo with awesome uniforms, and the image is key, and it works. Ground ball to the shortstop. Kornkowski for another out. 1, 2, 3, and OBI is rolling.
Another 1-2-3 inning for Signature. OBI is rolling. Johnny Ryan is throwing a great game. They're playing great defense for the pitcher. That's if they get a couple runs here, I'm going to have to say this game is just about over.
But never say never, though, because you've seen games as a high school coach. By the way, Chris is a high school instructor here in Chicago, and for all you folks that love the internet like we all do, he is probably actually it is the number one high school now in the state of Illinois. It's called Northside Prep. Give us 10 seconds on Northside.
Northside College Prep is a academic-based school where they have athletics. We coach baseball and 16-inch softball there for boys, and it's actually it's a good school for everybody. I suggest you look into it, especially if on the northwest side and you want your kid to get a good education.
It's not that old of a school. It's relatively young, 10, 12 years old, something like that. It's already surpassed most of the academic schools in the entire state.
Yeah, it's 12, 13 years old now. I believe it opened in 2001, so 14 years. I've been coaching 16-inch there for 2 years, and my first year of coaching baseball was this past year. So we're looking to build a program up, so we can have something special for the kids in the next couple years.
Absolutely. That's Chris Powder Johnson, a great coach and a guy that does a lot for the city. This is number 7 batting. This is Sieben. Sieben for OBI. Top half of 6. There's a ball to left center. Caught out there by Davis, and Sieben on his horse with a leg double. So, left center, the ball down quickly, but he's running out of the box.
Yeah, Sieben hit a nice ball in the left center, hustled to second base for a double. Let's see what Johnny Ryan can do here. Hopefully, he's got to move the guys over because, he's a good right field hitter. He should be able to move the runner over here.
Explain to the listeners why they can't bat for him again on the re-entry concept.
If you pinch hit for a guy, you're able to re-enter to go back to your original position. If you pinch hit again, the same guy in the same part of the order, that guy is out of the game. So you usually want to use a strong hitter to pinch hit for the pitcher or somebody who's a weaker hitter where you can re-enter your pitcher back in the game, because losing a pitcher like Johnny Ryan, especially in the 6th inning of the championship game at Forest Park, would really hurt you, because I believe OBI does not have another pitcher.
Yeah, the re-entry rule is great. Okay, Johnny Ryan swings down the first baseline, purposely tries to push it, drops it onto the expressway here in Chicago, the 290. By the way, again, for people that listen and on the internet, it's just changed the world. Chicago is divided to the north, west, and south side. We're in the western suburbs, and we're on the expressway, the 290, the Interstate 290. So all you folks looking on Google Maps, as you see this beautiful video, we are 7500 west on Harrison in Forest Park, but we're really at the corner of Interstate 290 and Des Plaines Avenue. Okay, Johnny Ryan. Swing, ball to right center, and it's down for the hit. Here comes the runner, and he scores run number 8.
Johnny Ryan actually is a very underrated hitter as a pitcher. He drove the ball, nice undercut swing, drove the ball to right center to score Sieben, who led off with a double. Now Jimmy Moretti's up, and he's another very smart hitter. And Jimmy Moretti also just opened up a bar in Chicago on 65th and Menard called
We're Going.
We're going to Magoo's.
Okay, there's Moretti off of Guerin's hands for a force out. So Ryan kind of got stuck there. Explain that play for our listeners.
Moretti hit a line drive, tried to cut the ball, mishit. The third baseman knocked it down as the guy on first had to stop in between, and he couldn't get to second base because, as you know, if you catch it on a line drive and you can't go back to the base, it is a double play. Now
Kind of stuck in the middle, as they say.
stuck in the middle. Now
Okay, we got a pinch hitter here. We got 66. There's a pinch runner here, 33 pinch running. That's Jeff Dillman pinch running, and 66 is batting here. That's Dave Bernier.
Dave Bernier is pinch hitting, and like George said, Jeff Dillman is running. I played for Jeff Dillman for years with the Lounge team. We won an A National Championship in 2010. We beat Barrage, who was also in this tournament. Jeff Dillman. He knows how to run teams. He takes care of his guys. That's why John Doss actually instilled him to help the OBI team out this year.
Ground ball to shortstop, over to second, and over to first for the double play. Incredible. Sacy to Duff, to the big guy over there, Josh. Wow, what a play that was.
That was a great play. They pinch hit Dave Bernier. Dave Bernier tried to drive the ball, mishit it, hit a one-hopper to short for a double play. You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, you can't hit it to your what they call the keystone player. Your shortstop is your extremely good player, what they call the skilled player. So that was not a good swing there.
Right, that was not a good swing. You still got to. I mean, you're up 7 runs, 6th inning. You should try and get every run you can against the signature team because, like we've stated before, they could score 12, 13 runs in 1 inning. So you got to move runners. You got to get runs when you can. Make all your defensive plays and don't let them get ahead of you because it's tough to come back when signature's ahead of you.
Okay, let's set it up here. Chris Powder Johnson, George Bliss, Jimmy Bliss up in the recording booth there. George Vernazos. My good friend Jerry Riles is here from the media world. The family is in. Everybody's here at Forest Park, led by the Pike Cars Group. Everybody, Gracie Kenny. Everybody's here. Buckley. The whole crew from Forest Park is here. Here's Chris D'Agostino now. 8-1. Bottom of home half of 6. Moretti throws. Oh, and he throws it over the head of the first base.
Yes, he overthrew it to first, and he had to rush to throw because D'Agostino is very, very fast. Did his nice slap ball to third, tried to beat it out, and he was successful. He made Moretti overthrow the first baseman at Ken Kaselica.
That's a pressure play, as we call it, right? Okay, here's Davis, Brian Davis. Now we got a guy in first, very fast, that legged one out, put the pressure on Moretti. And here is Davis. So Chrissy Daggs on it first, legged it out. Here's Davis, the great center fielder. His father was a great player in Broadview for years. And Ryan is taking the time now a little bit.
Yes, Johnny Ryan went 3-0 to Davis. He took a pitch. He knows Davis is a tough out, so he's trying to work him a little bit to get the runner, and he throws ball 4 for the walk.
Now, this is not good. You don't want to put a guy on necessarily first and second, and up comes Duff with 2 guys on. A long one now would make it interesting.
First and second, nobody out in the 6th. When Signature has their top of their lineup up with Davis, Duff, Holstein, Guerin. Their top and middle is very, very tough.
Here we go. Line drive to center field for the hit. Here comes Daggs. He's going to score run number 2. And Davis over to third, and the leg double. There's Duff with that incredible shot to left center, 8-2.
Duff took a little bit off his swing there to drive the ball to left center. With the speedy Daggs on first base, it was a great ball to move the runners from. Daggs scored, Davis went to third, and Duff coasted in the second easily. Now you got Mark Holstein up. I'm betting, George, that they walk him.
Well, okay, so I've never coached a team. I try to analyze, but there's no way you have to walk him. You have to, because first base is open. If he hits a home run now, 3-run home run, it's 8-5. So you're actually sacrificing basically a base run here, just like into the thing, They got and they're going to pitch to him. I'm just shocked. I'm so shocked that they're pitching to him. So my good friend Jerry Riles here just stopped by to say hello. 8-2, second and third, no out. The great hitter of today, Mark Holstein, very little argument about it, is up. This is crucial. There's a swing and a shot to left center field, and it's in the gap. Here comes 1 run. Here comes 2, and Holstein with a double. Well, they're lucky they got the double because that could have gone over the fielder's head for a home run, inside the Parker home run. There is a line out here. What you want to explain, Chris, on the chair line out here?
Absolutely, George. There's a line out in the outfield set at, I believe it's at 265 feet. I've seen Mark Holstein. They get spectators all along the outside of the line. If you hit it over the line, it's supposed to be a home run. But Holstein drove that ball Holstein drove the ball in the left center for a double. Scored 2 runs. Now Chris Guerin cuts the ball, gets a double. Now it's 8-4 with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th.
So Guerin with the cut double. The big guy, Holstein, was careful there. He just quickly got over to third base. Didn't try to score because he knows there's no out. So obviously the guy's played college baseball, and this is big Vince Sacy. So this is a big at-bat for Sacy, their great shortstop. Let me reset it here. 2nd and 3rd. No outs for Signature. There's a cut down the line, and it is foul. And Vince does that cut pretty well.
Vince does that cut pretty well because he's such a powerful hitter that the outfielders tend to play back for him. So it frees himself up to cut the ball. And he worked on it a lot last year to make himself better. He was with Players Inc. last year. He was mainly known as a power hitter. Then he started to work on other things. Now he's more of a complete hitter, complete player, which is good. That's why Signature asked him to play.
Ryan pitching to Sacy. Ground ball to the shortstop. He's going to concede. He throws the guy out. So Holstein does score. Great play there by Timmy Kornkowski at short. He looked Holstein, but Holstein was in. He was running in quickly. So now it's 8-5 with 1 out, and Guerin did stay at second. So we have a man on second, Guerin out there at second, held by the shortstop. First base unoccupied. So we got Nedzella now. Here we go. Strike 1 to Nedzella. This would be a crucial at-bat here.
This is a crucial at-bat here. I disagree with that choice of hitting last at-bat by Sacy because he should have hit the ground ball to second base or the right side of the field to move that second runner over to third base, along with bringing the run home, because now it puts less pressure on the guy after him to try and get a hit to drive in the run as opposed to hitting a fly ball or grounding out to second base or the right side to bring the run in. Now Tommy Walsh is up, and it's going to put tougher on him because he's not a big guy in the outfield, tends to cheat in on him so he can make him drive the ball over.
Walsh swings at the first pitch, and it is down for the hit. Down in left field. Oh, great play there by Walsh as Walsh chops one. A soft chop that fell over the third baseman's head. Chippy came in and didn't get it for the single, and then he gets a second on the throw-in.
Yeah, Chippy tried to make a sliding catch on the ball, and he couldn't get it to it. Tommy Walsh hit it nice and soft over third. He scooted into second base. Now that's 8-6, 6th inning, 2 outs. Looks like Chippy is hurt.
I hope he didn't dislocate that left hand. That would be very, very bad. Oh, boy. I think his brother's with them, and he's saying, my hand maybe. Oh, boy. Let's see if the paramedic comes out. We're not that close. The players are surrounding Chippy Kornkowski. By the way, his number is 22. Now, let's reset that. Walsh, who had come in for the injured Messina, went to right field. He comes up the bat, hits the ball off the left edge of his bat over the third baseman's head. Chippy is in tight. He comes in and doesn't get the out. It falls right on the grass there.
Yeah, he tried to go with his best ball with his left field push, and he got it. He mishit it. It looked like he mishit it to me, and he just hit it nice and soft right over the infield. Now Rob Grisano's up with 2 outs in the 6th. 8-6 ball game, George. Anything can happen.
So what happened here is, after Holstein's big hit and a couple little tweeners, all of a sudden the game's 8-6, just like I predicted last inning. Not that I'm a genius at that, but it happens all the time with Signature.
Yeah, it happens all the time with Signature because they're so solid through the lineup, 1 through 10, 1 through 9, depending on who's there that day.
Grisano takes the first pitch. Wigington now is behind the plate. Just to reset it, Kaselika on first. Johnny Ryan, cool. He's relaxed. Walsh on second. Big lead off by Walsh. Because Walsh is going to score easily on any kind of a dink single here. Here's Grisano, who hits the very hard cut. Here's the swing. Fly ball, he missed it. Fly ball to the left. Here comes Chippy in. And he catches it for third out. So 8-6, and that was a damage inning there.
That was a damage inning there. It was 8-1 going into the bottom of the 6th. Signature put up 5 runs, most of them with no outs. Their top of their order is very tough. They have Davis, Guerin, Duff, Holstein, Vince. You know, they got tough hitters all the way through their lineup, and you got to get outs. You can't make mistakes, and you got to make sure you get outs on them. You miss the ball, it's going to be tough because they're solid 1 through 10, 1 through 11 all the time.
Okay, what's good here for OBI? 1-2 runs, Chris?
1 or 2 should be okay for OBI with their top up. It's top of the 7th, 8-6. They're up 2 runs here would maybe seal it, but you know, with Signature, anything can happen.
Absolutely, but they're going to top of the order here. Chippy Kornkowski, Timmy Kornkowski, and then Kenny Kaselika. So that was a 5-run there. 5-run. It was 8-1. Now it's 8-6. So again, that was the big inning there. The 6th inning for Signature with the big 5-banger. Okay, they made it to 8-6. Sal Milazzo comes in the game now.
Yeah, Sal Milazzo came in the game for Mike Reese because they pinch hit for him twice, so he could not come back in the game to finish the game. Sal's approach is different. He throws a softer, higher ball.
Line drive by Chippy to the third baseman, Guerin. So out number 1. So Milazzo with a good first out.
Milazzo made a great pitch there to get that first out of the inning. Keeping Chippy off the bases is a very, very good thing to have because he's not, you know, anything. He can score on a single to short right field if he wanted to.
Here's his brother, Timmy Kornkowski. Let's set it up for you. 8-6 in favor of OBI, 1 out. There's a tap to right field, and it's down. So great, Timmy Kornkowski doing a great game today.
Timmy Kornkowski has been hitting all weekend. He's been he's a very good player. Can hit the ball mostly right field, left field, and now it's Ken Kaselika, who's another strong player. Hits the ball hard. Let's see if he does anything smart and tries to move the runner. If he goes for the hit, gets first and third, second and third if he gets a double. Looks like they're having a pinch runner, though, for it's number 30 for Timmy Kornkowski. Timmy's not the fleetest of foot. Number 30 is Joe Cass. Like I said, Timmy's not the fleetest of foot, so this is a smart move by John Doss to get in a pinch runner.
Basically a re-entry / pinch runner. Very, very good move. Very, very good move. Okay, here's Kaselika. 8-6. 1 out. Powder Johnson, George Bliss. We're coming down to the last inning here. Let's see what happens here at the 47th annual. There's a shot down the right field line. Foul. Oh, he went down the right field line.
He went down the right field line for a hit, and that was... If he waits, goes a little bit earlier, that ball goes down, or instead of aiming over the first baseline, he goes more towards the middle of the field or the first and second base down hole, and that ball goes to the line. He had a good idea there. Let's see if he tries it again.
Kaselika comes back to the on-deck circle. He chats with Chuck Wigington, who got hurt a little bit, and they moved him to catcher. So Wigington chatting with Kaselika to see maybe a little technique here. So here we go, Kaselika. Milazzo pitches. That's deep. And the umpire, Oscar McClellan, shows it as so. Milazzo, the nice pitch. Line drive to Croston. I told that Croston, you can't get anything past him. This guy's a great short center.
Great short center. Kenny Kaselika tried to drive the ball hard through the infield.
And he did.
He drove it real hard through the infield, just right at Vince. Vince doesn't make too many errors. Very solid short center. Signature stocks themselves with solid players, be it bench guys, they're full-time players, part-time players, whatever they need. They make sure they're solid all the way around. That way they could fill anybody at any spot.
Hey, Tonsi Srestovic called a quick timeout and just kind of set his outfield. And Sal also is telling him where to play. A little bit up the middle. This is Chuck Wigington now, number 17. 2 outs. Top of 7, 8-6 OBI. There's a swing, ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over to first base. Ooh, almost high, but Szymanski makes a great catch. And here we go. This is it. It doesn't get any better to this. The bottom of the 7th inning, 8-6. Powder, what do you expect here?
I expect, though, I don't know, George. It's too tough to tell. Signature's tough. They had a great bottom of the 6th inning. They shut down OBI in the top of the 7th. They look ready to come back and score 2 runs to at least tie the game up.
If they score 3, they win this game. And guess what? They force what we call the if game. Signature must beat OBI twice. OBI holds on to win this. They are the 47th annual champs.
Absolutely. If OBI holds on, they are the 47th annual Forest Park No Glove national champs. If Signature scores 3, sorry, I keep calling them Windy City, but it's just force of habit. When you change your name, it's tough to you remember the old name and not the new name. But if Signature scores 3, Vince Croston up, he can get the job done starting the inning. If they score 3, we go to the if game.
And then we'll be right here on the secondary broadcast. Croston, great defensive player. Swings. Croston with the hit. Croston comes through again.
Croston came through again with a great, what we call cut ball. Now Signature is going to use a pinch runner here for Croston with Szymanski up.
Let's see. Cervesevic, the coach, comes in. Pat Caputo. Here comes number 11. The pinch runner would be Justin Kasich. So Signature substitution here for Vince Croston, runner Justin Kasich, K-A-C-I-C, I believe, Kasich. All right, so here is Szymanski. Man on first. We'll stay together here, close to Powder on the play-by-play. Swing and a long fly. Left field out of play by Josh Szymanski. Josh Szymanski, South Side boy. 63rd in Harlem, approximately, for you folks looking at the map. Syszmanski. Josh, great name. Josh, very, very calm player. He's going to put a charge here. He's not going to get cheated. Pinch runner at first. Kasich. Here's the pitch. Szymanski yells out no, that he's not going to be swinging, not to get caught leaning on first. Johnny Ryan all the way for the OBI team. Swing, ground ball to short, over to 1, over to 2, double. Oh, no, he dropped it at first base. They had the double play, but dropped at first base. And Szymanski does get second as it rolls into out of play.
That was a great play by Timmy to flip over to Sieben. Kenny dropped the ball at first. Josh Szymanski beat it out. Now the ball went out of play, so now you have the runner in scoring position. Szymanski at second with Dags up. Dags actually stayed in the game for Mike Reese, and Sal substituted for Robbie Grisano. That way Dags can keep his bat in the lineup, and when Robbie comes up again, Robbie can pinch hit. Robbie can go in the game for Sal and hit again if he needs to.
Okay, now a little discussion here. They did force the runner out at second, and they had him dead to right at first, and the first baseman either got bumped a little bit, but they're not going to call it. Josh Szymanski is awarded second base as the ball did get through after it was caught, dropped at his feet, kind of bounced off his foot, and went out of play. I haven't seen that in a while.
I haven't seen it either. It kind of looked like that Kenny Kaselka was trying to throw the ball before he caught it to throw it around the infield after you get the second out of the double.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, here we go. Dags batting, right? D'Agostino. Yeah, new player. You know, these guys you know better than I do. That's why I got Powder in the booth today with me. Okay, Szymanski at second, 1 out. Almost had the double play there. If they get that double play, it would have been a big difference. But now, just 1 out and a man on second. So a home run, of course, ties it. Here we go. Swing. There's a hit. Is Szymanski going to score? No. They're going to hold him at third. They're going to be safe there. First and third. Josh played it good. He did not try to score and get thrown out there.
Dags hit a nice ball through the left side of the infield with Szymanski on second base. Tonchi Ceresovic made a nice call to hold him there with the top of the lineup coming up with Davis and Duff and Holstein and Guerin. These guys could ideally win the game for them.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Davis, it wouldn't shock me. He can go long himself. If he goes long, the game's over. First pitch hits the plate. Are they deep in the outfield, Josh? Are they deep? They look deep. They're way deep. The sun is down. Here's the swing. Ball 2. Johnny Ryan, 2-0. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Very quickly. Johnny Ryan's working very quickly here. Here's the swing. There's a shot to left field, and it is down. Here comes Szymanski for the run. 8-7, and it's a double.
8-7 double now by Brian Davis. Still 1 out, second and third with Duff up. Man, it's exciting, George. It's very exciting right now. Kevin Duff is up. He's been hitting the ball well today. I'm expecting them to walk him to pitch to Mark Holstein, which might not be a good move, but you got to do it here to keep the double play alive, keep every force at every base.
Oof, I don't know what to say. I'm going to say you're going to have to pitch here to Duff because he's not going to hit it over your head. If he's going to get a single, so be it. It's going to win the game, but he's not going to hit it over the fans. So you have to pitch to Duff, which is kind of the opposite of what you normally would do in this situation. 8-7, 1 out, men on second and third. Timeout. The coach, Sheresovich, goes out to talk to Davis. Obviously telling him with 1 out, there's the shot to real hard to the outfield. You don't have to score because we got Holstein after that. So a lot of strategy here. A lot of strategy. The umpire is talking. Szymanski talking. Guys talking on the right side, the left side. Everybody's got a theory of what to do here. They do walk Duff, which I cannot see, but I'm out here and you're over there. So they walk Duff. Wow. They're looking for some kind of a force play or something, or what are they looking for? If they walk him, they tie the game. They can't do that. So they're going to, I would play 4 outfielders. I mean, that's what I would do. But they're not going to do that. Do they have 4 outfielders? No. They just have the right slate loaded. Okay. Here's the pitch. Ball way, way outside, a foot outside. 8-7, 7th inning, bases loaded, 1 out, Holstein up. Swing. Line drive to the second baseman. Oh, my. Great catch there at second base. The line drive caught it right up his shoestrings.
Wow, that was a nice play. The reason why OBI walked Kevin Duff to pitch to Mark Holstein is because to keep the force out alive. And
it worked.
And maybe get a double play. And, yes, it worked. He smoked the ball to the short center. Sieben made a great play to hang on to the ball. Luckily, the guys on base stayed close to where it was not able to turn it.
They didn't get frozen, as we say. Wow. We're glad we're bringing this to you on SSA Broadcasts. Jimmy Bliss on the camera up there. They call timeout again. Wigington goes out. Very simple. Don't give him anything good to hit.
Yeah, now Guerin's up. Guerin has the capability of winning this ball game as well. Let's see how Johnny Ryan pitches to him to try and get this last out. 8-7, bottom 7, 2 outs. You can't ask for nothing better than this at Forest Park.
I'm nervous. You nervous?
I'm nervous for both. I'm nervous for both teams, George. I'm nervous for Johnny Ryan because Johnny Ryan is a great pitcher, a good friend of mine, and I'm also nervous for Chris Guerin for the same reason. Same reason. He's a good friend of mine. You know, he's a great player. Let's see what he does here.
Here we go.
Don't do it.
Here's the pitch. I got the home plate camera here. We got the whole thing going. We got the camera up in the booth. Guerin, bases loaded, 2 outs. Forest Park on the line. There's the ball. Ryan cannot lose this guy. Here's the pitch. He walks him. He walks in the tying run. Oh, my goodness gracious. He walks in the tying run. He walks in the tying run. He got nervous there. He short-armed it. Guerin took him. It wasn't close. 8-8. Vince Sacy now a chance to be the hero in this Game 1 championship to force it to an if game.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what Johnny Ryan was thinking there, trying to pitch. You got to pitch to get the guys out. Guerin usually doesn't take pitches that are they take good pitches. So those 4 pitches must have been really, really bad.
Yeah, a couple hit the plate actually.
Now Sacy's up and see what he does. I mean, he see what he does. He's got to get a hit here to get the run home.
And there's a line drive, and it's going to go extra innings. Caught by the shortstop.
Extra innings here, George. Like I said, it's nervous. I've been out here for the last 15 years or so, and this is the most exciting game I've checked out.
Wow. So OBI is going to call a quick timeout here. Johnny Ryan right next to us in the on deck. Well, he's actually by the bat rack here. And Milazzo seems disappointed. He was hoping they could get that first game under their belt. But now let's explain it one more time. Extra innings, 8s on the scoreboard. If OBI would have held on to win it, they would have won the whole thing. Signature came back to tie the game on a walk to Guerin. That tied the game, and then a line drive by Sacey, their great shortstop, to Korinkowski, who made a great play, leaping play. Otherwise, that game's over. Eighth inning, 8-8. I don't even know what to say here.
I don't either, George. 8-8 in the eighth. Forest Park final, no glove nationals. Windy City had Signature had a chance to get through in the if game. Now Colby Fox, he's a tough hitter. He's I still can't believe Johnny Ryan walked in the run.
Here's Colby Fox, their center fielder. Malazzo out there. Now I can get a scratch run. There's our hit to right field by Fox. So Fox opens it up with a hit in the eighth inning.
Fox starts the eighth inning with a great ball to right field. Brings up Dave Odell, he hits the ball hard, and he's got to come up with something here. I don't know how he's been hitting all weekend because
I don't have the stats for him. He's been hitting the ball square. So if he takes the full swing now and puts it in the left center crowd, the crowd will go crazy.
Absolutely, he hits it anywhere. He's got. The OBI team is pumped up. They want to win this game. Signature's pumped up, especially after coming back, being down 7 runs in the fifth inning to score 5 and 6 runs. And
Dave takes a soft swing to right field. Oh, and it falls between Tommy Walsh and Duff. It falls between. It's a, what do you call it? Had seeing eyes or something.
Yeah, like a C&I single. The outfield was playing so far back. Big Dave missed. He tried to drive it deep to right center. He missed the ball, enabling Colby Fox to get to third base and himself to get to first, to bringing up Sammy Bertucci. Sammy Bertucci's a very, very smart hitter. He's an old Jinx guy. Used to play with the Gamecocks, a crush guy. He's been around the block too.
Oh, my goodness. Tommy Walsh couldn't get in. He was so deep. So it fell between them. Here's a ground ball to third. He's going to go home. And safe at first, and the run does score. So, the minute that the third baseman got it, the runner at third was sprinting. That, of course, being Colby Fox. So they did get the scratch run there, 98. But again, why are they hitting it to the left side there?
I have no idea. It's almost like being selfish, George. You go for your hit. You go to sacrifice yourself for the team in this situation.
First base. Of course, they got the force at second there, of course, on Big Dave.
So if you hit a ground ball to second base, you can almost free up, get the runner moving on first. That way you don't get the double play. You're only selfed out at first. Then you have runner on second with 1 out and a run in. Then you're up 1 with a guy in scoring position instead of a guy on first base.
Here's Sieben. Swing and a lazy fly to left field. Netzella. And he is going to try to go from first to second. He does make it. So the runner does make it to second base there. It was just deep enough, and Netzella couldn't get it in quickly enough to their guy covering there. That would be Duff. And he slid in safe, but not by much.
Not by much, George. You're right. Sammy made a nice play, smart play, tagging up to go to second base. Johnny Ryan line drive base hit last time, so let's see if he could do it again here. He's focused. He's got to make up for that walk, though, in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, he walked in the tying run. He walked Guerin. My goodness, he had walked. Sal misthrows it. By the way, you have a free pickoff throw there. Sal was trying to go to second or third. They were not quite sure. But he misthrew it. Now, thank God that's not a play, technically. He has a free pickoff move. Okay, they're going to reset here. Guy on second. 9-8, 2 outs. This is their pitcher, 26. Ground ball to Sal. Bobbles it. Quickly gets it to first. He's out, but OBI scores the 1 scratch run. 9-8, Powder. Here we go.
9-8 in the 8th. OBI scratched one across here, and now Signature has to fight back again with their bottom middle of their order with Robbie Grisano, Eric Nizzala. These guys can hit the ball, but there's a lot of pressure out there now. There's a lot of pressure. Bottom of the 8th, 9-8. It's Nizzala, Robbie Grisano, and Tommy Walsh, I believe. Two of them's got to come through with hits. If a guy gets a double, you got to move the runners here. You got to play smart softball, being down 1 in extra innings.
Chris Powder Johnson, George Bliss. Gorgeous July night. July 26th, to be exact, for history. 47th annual No Glove Nationals. 2015 Eric Nedzella, who moved to left field after the injury to Messina early in the game. Walsh went to right. So Nedzella, their left fielder now, is batting against Ryan. OBI 9, signature 8. There's a fly ball to center field. Back to center, that'll be Colby Fox for number 1, Powder, number 1.
1 out. Johnny Ryan made a nice pitch on Nedzella to where Colby Fox can run it down in the gap. 1 out, Tommy Walsh. Tommy Walsh hitting now. It's going to be tough for him. He's very young and experienced.
A lot of pressure for this kid, but, you know, he's fast.
A lot of pressure for the kid. If they don't pick it clean, he's going to be on first no matter what.
Tommy Walsh, okay. Kaselica at first. Just to remind you on the right side. Johnny Ryan pitching with a quick pitch. There's a swing to left field. In comes Kronikowski. And he grabs that one. A great catch by Chippy. A great catch by Chippy in left field. Explain that to us, Powder.
Tommy Walsh tried to hit the ball like he did last time. Little flare over the infield. Chippy Kronikowski cheated up and made a sliding catch.
Any other guy, that's a hit.
Any other guy, that's a hit. Right in front of the umpire, so the umpire could see if he dropped it or not, but he made it.
That literally hit on the edge of the grass, the infield outfield grass. That's how far in Chippy came.
Yeah, Chippy came in and made a real nice sliding catch to quite possibly save the game for OBI.
Chippy Kronikowski, who was injured last half inning, had a minor dislocation, I think, or a jam of his finger or whatever, his elbow. Now he's out there and makes that incredible catch. I mean, literally on the infield, outfield edge grass there. And here is Grisano, the last shot. 9-8, nobody on. Chris Johnson, George Bliss, SSA Broadcasts. Johnny Ryan pitching well. There's the strike. Oscar McClellan calls the 1 strike. There's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Does OBI get it? Johnny Doss has his championship. JD has his championship as they mob. Oh, it's emotional. Johnny Doss has won it. The OBI team has upset one of the best teams in all of softball. They won the 47th annual No Glove Nationals 9-8 in 8 innings. My goodness gracious.
Congratulations, John Doss and the OBI softball team. They played well all weekend. Last year they lost in the championship game to the Chicago Dynasty, so I'm sure they were out to win this weekend, and they made a point. They proved a point that they're one of the best teams in softball this weekend. Pat Caputo, signature. Congratulations to them, too, for getting this far. Like I said, they probably ran out of gas, George. They played a lot of games today, and, you know, it takes your toll. It's hot out. When it was hot outside during the day, you know, they played well, but just not well enough. OBI played great all weekend. It was a pleasure to watch, pleasure to do the game with you, George. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, hang around for some post-game. That's the great Chris Johnson. George Bliss, Jimmy Bliss up in the dock. Keep that video going, Jimmy. We're going to do the post-game here. Let that video roll on SSA broadcasts out here at Forest Park on a beautiful July night. The game ended, you know, roughly Central Standard Time about 8:41, roughly in that area, 8:41, just to give you an advantage. They've been playing all day here. OBI, John Doss. No one better. John Doss, unbelievable as he leads his team. Injuries, errors, drama. Walked in the tying run in the 7th. Johnny Ryan wins it all, and there goes Johnny Doss's family out there. I believe that's Karen Doss going out to the field. She'll be out in camera here in a second. If you can see her. We're going to try to get Johnny Doss over here. There's Ryan Russ. As soon as they're done, you'll grab a player. We'll get Johnny Doss in here, and we'll get a couple comments, Chris, as we roll here on the SSA broadcast post-game edition. George Versnaros on the sidelines, Jimmy Bliss. A couple more minutes on the camera. And here we go. Let's grab Johnny Doss right now, if we can get him right over here. Just incredible. No
signature to home plate.
So now let's check that signature. We are going to show the presentation of the second place trophy, and then after that, of course, here comes signature to home plate. So Jimmy is catching that snapshot there, that video. I see Gracie Kenny out there, the tournament director, Johnny Ryan, There's Johnny Ryan right there. Let's get Johnny Ryan over here. Let's get him real quick just for 10 seconds. Johnny, are you nervous when you walk, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you walked to the tie and run, but you guys came through with the scratch run. You won it.
I don't want to give Chris nothing easy. He's a good hitter, so I threw a bad pitch. I walked him, and here we are.
A little nerves right there.
The nerves are crazy out here. The nerves are crazy. I've been nervous all weekend. I'm just glad it's over. Thanks, Shush.
Johnny Ryan there. Going to go out and get his trophy. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Johnny Ryan there. They're giving the trophy now. They're taking the pictures of the Signature team. We have the photographers out there from the Forest Park crew. Signature takes second place as they get into the frame there. All the great players, Szymanski, Tonsi Seresevich, everybody's there. Robbie Grisano, Pat Caputo, Tommy Walsh, and of course Reese, the pitcher. Now here comes the champions from OBI, led by Johnny Doss. One bad inning, OBI to home plate for the championship. OBI. There they are. My goodness, Johnny Ryan, I tell you just for a second there, he was honest with us. He said he was nervous as could be when he walked Chris Guerin there in the seventh inning to tie the game with the bases loaded. And that was the home half there for Signature. So one more run would have taken it for Signature. They would have had to go to the if game. But don't need to do that now. OBI has won it. Big Dave Odell there. Johnny Doss. Colby. Here's the MVP.
He led his team in runs scored and hit over 825 for the tournament. If there was a rally, he probably started it, and if you hit it to left field, he probably caught it. Your 2015 MVP is Brian Kornkowski.
Chippy Kornkowski wins MVP. It's obvious he dominated.
Chippy dominated all weekend this weekend. He made a nice play, played a bunch of great plays, started every rally, started everything for this OBI team. He's a great player to lead in the top of your lineup. Now let's see. They're going to go far if they keep the top of their lineup and their players the way they have it. Chippy Kornkowski, his brother Timmy, John Doss, Big Dave. They played well together. Jimmy Moretti. Their pickups, they've made great pickups. And look at this, George, out here. There's a lot of people taking pictures. I've never been a part of one of these, but it's fun to watch. Maybe one day we'll be out there. You guys will be talking about me out there. Maybe, who knows? But Johnny Doss and his OBI group, they made a nice run this weekend to go undefeated, and they did it. I mean, that's good.
Wow, Johnny Doss here with his team. Johnny Moretti hugging him. All the people, and remember, Johnny Doss is a local Forest Park tradition. They're a legendary family in Forest Park, the Doss family, going back way generations. And J.D., Streets and Sand guy, very respected. Probably could run for mayor right now and win in a landslide. Johnny Doss brings the OBI team home for the No Glove Nationals. Couldn't happen to a better guy. I see Johnny's wife over there hugging one of the players. I think that's Colby Fox. And Chuck Wigington, Moretti, taking pictures with their family, their kids, etc. We're going to try to get Johnny Doss over here. Powder's going to go grab him. And we're going to have Johnny Doss give a few comments to us here on the SSA broadcasts. We'll be done in about 3 or 4 minutes. We hope you enjoyed the videography by Jimmy Bliss in from Los Angeles, helped by George V. also. And they have the beautiful trophy here that they're taking a picture with. It's incredible. They're still taking pictures there. There's JD over there. Let's get him over here. And I know Johnny's just getting swamped by his fans. And why not? Johnny Doss, Kenny Kaselika, big plays of hers. Big Dave Odell, Timmy Kornkowski, solid at shortstop. Chuck Wigington, who got injured and came in to catch later. Colby Fox, Big Dave Odell, Sammy Bertucci, Chris Sieben, Johnny Ryan, Moretti. Oh, my goodness. I mean, the pinch runners, the guys that came in to run when they needed them, when there was injuries. It was really something here on the SSA broadcast. George V. here from the Mudville team while we're waiting for Johnny Doss. What do you think about that, nail biter?
Well, I tell you, George, that first of all, it was a terrific effort by Signature just to get back into the game. And they looked a little off, a little tired, and they fought back. And, I don't think there's anybody you'd rather have up there than Mark Holstein, but unfortunately he just didn't get the ball in the air. So,
well, Ryan did a pretty good job pitching, right, with some, some quick pitches, et cetera?
Well, I thought John Ryan did a real good job. I think with Signature's lineup, if you can hold him to 7 or 8 runs, you're really pitching very well. And, the nice thing is he had a real good weekend pitching the ball. And, he walked in that 1 run. But, like good teams do, they picked him up and they found a way to come back and to scratch one out and win the game. So, you got to tip your hat. I don't think people realize they lost one of the best players in softball in Alex Smith before the tournament when he tore some tendons. And Alex is usually a guy hitting third in your lineup, and he plays center field. But Colby Fox went out there, had a terrific weekend. The MVP, Brian Kornikowski, was terrific in left. Just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So, you know what, but you come out here and anything can happen at any time in this event, and it just goes to show you how great this particular tournament is.
Yeah, we're going to try to get Powder to get Johnny Doss in here, and with George Vernazos. Yeah, they're taking pictures still. Well, everybody's swamping him. Hey, here's our shortstop real quick. Come on over here, Timmy. You wore number 90 today. Two more. Yeah, fantastic. Your brother. I mean, my goodness, that play to grab that ball on the infield, outfield grass. I've never seen anything like it.
It's unbelievable, man. That ball was fair, too. That's the thing. Come running in. He hurt his thumb earlier. I popped it back in.
That's what you did. We were wondering about that.
Come on, if you're going to hurt us, come on out. He says, no, ain't nothing. He goes, you have to cut my legs off to get me out of here. So everything worked out well, man. This is good.
It's got to feel good because you used to play on Signature. Now you're with the other team that just beat them.
Yeah, I played 4 years with those guys, man. Those guys are all good guys. But today we were the better team, that's all.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Go celebrate.
I will.
That's the great shortstop. Number 90, Tim Korenkowski, who played just rock solid at shortstop. Rock solid. Unbelievable. Just absolutely. Dave Novak, the old director, who's still younger looking than ever. And you've seen games all your life, but again, this one goes down as one of the best, no?
Oh, yeah, and I'm so proud of JD. John's a commissioner here. He's the head of Public Works in Forest Park, and this is his first Forest Park win. Great for him.
Fantastic. Dave, thank you for all the years you gave to this town. And your predecessor and the guy that came before you, after and through you, Jim Sarno,
yep.
And, of course, after that, Mr. Pikars.
That's right. Yeah, everybody's doing it. The tradition continues. Back in 1969, Jim Sarno started this. I came in 73. Larry Pikars took over for me in 2008. And, we're shooting towards that 50-year mark and more.
All right. And now, in the booth for this, is the MVP. My goodness gracious, Chippy Korenkowski. Tell us about that play where you hurt your thumb, first and foremost.
I kind of just dove forward, and I caught the ball, and then when I hit the ground, my thumb got caught underneath, and I just let go of the ball, I guess.
Let go? I would have never got near it. What are you talking about?
Should have caught it, I thought, but it happens.
Well, congratulations on the MVP. You and your brother are a tough combination. Go back to the Kellehers and the Filkinses. Now we got the brothers, K, tremendous team.
Yeah, I mean, we just put our hits together this week and capitalized on teams' errors, and it was just a good weekend.
What happened when Johnny Ryan walked Guerin? Were you nervous? He walked in the tying run, or was he a little stiff at that point?
I mean, everything worked out good because I was choking Guerin in left, hoping he didn't go up top, but everything worked out great. So
this is your first MVP, of course, at this level. This is an incredible honor, 47th annual No Glove Nationals, with the Filkinses and the Mark Forgettos and the Mastaris and guys like that. You're in that league now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel honored. I mean, it's my first. I mean, this is the only tournament I really, really want to win, and
oh yeah,
it's about time. So,
well, go celebrate. We'll see you at the Major Nationals SSA coming up. But here's the great one. Here's the legend. Here's the family from Forest Park that everybody's known for generations. Johnny Doss. Johnny, I don't know what to say. I just don't. But I'm going to start with congratulations. And for a guy to deserve it more than you, there isn't a person on earth. Johnny, congratulations. Your team just came through today.
George, I appreciate it. I don't have anything to say except for I'm so proud of my guys. It's been a long time coming. This Chuck Wigington playing hurt. Sam Bertucci, Chippy, unbelievable. Timmy Kornikowski, Johnny Ryan pitched his ass off. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
And Chris Sieben up the middle was outstanding. I'm lost for word.
I mean, think about this. You beat Holstein, you beat Guerin, you beat Caputo's team, you beat Signature, who has won, I think, the 4 last nationals roughly. That's an unbelievable feat.
You know, they beat us, I think, 6 times this year pretty handily. So, like I said, I'm proud of my guys. I have nothing else to say.
This is something for you going forward. Your family's legendary in Chicago, going back to your grandfather, et cetera, your sister, who I knew growing up myself in Forest Park. You're the guy that runs the city here. And now, as far as I'm concerned, you win for president, you win.
George, I appreciate the kind words. I really do.
JD, thanks a lot. Go celebrate with your guys, and we'll see you next year, God willing.
Gaffers, come see us.
All right. Johnny Doss, George Bliss, everybody else. Well, we're going to end the broadcast now. My friend Jerry Riles in the booth, my friend Chris Johnson, George V. Thanks, everybody, for listening. The 47th Annual No Glove Nationals was won in extra innings by 1 run by OBI. They're celebrating in Forest Park tonight. Johnny Doss, congratulations. See you later, everybody. This is SSA Broadcasts and your softball hotline.